Okay, so once again, it's taken me a week to sit down and talk about Chucky. Unlike the last time, was it because I didn't really like hate the episode like before? Although this one, I liked it, and there was a lot to like, and there's some returns. There was some shock returns, uh, which keep it from being filler. Okay, which keep it from being one that I didn't like. It's just I don't know. This one was missing something, you know. Um, Episode 5. And the opening screen, the opening title is hearts. That's the theme of this episode. And the hearts are your classic hearts, you know, you know, and also the ones with ventricles. All right. So it opens with one of only the two scenes we see really of Chucky the doll. Remind me again, what's this show called? And I mean, I get it. Give other characters a chance. I get it. And you know, again, they're at the hospital. There are more fucking needles. They're at the hospital, and the dad has the burnt up ass, crispy ass, toxic ass doll still. Like the last time he was sitting there at the end, just flipping off the kids, and this time the dad he gives them to the girl, the young girl who wakes up and screams because this ugly ass, burnt ass, toxic ass doll would freak a kid out. Okay, so he tosses it down a trash chute, and you can hear Chucky just screaming, and then he hits down to the trash. It's a bunch of used ass, bloody ass needles of varying sizes. It was as well as other medical shit, but mostly needles. And Chucky's having the time of his life. Again, theme of the episode. And he's in there just, he says, yeah, yeah, this is good shit. Yeah, like, okay, that's funny, but fucking needles, man. Ugh. And so yeah, and that's pretty much all we see of him for a while. Then the kids they find out where he's at, and they go down there, and rightfully so. In a rare moment, I agree with Lexi. Where she didn't want to stick her hand in those dirty ass, used ass, bloody ass needles. Okay. And they're like, fine, if Chucky jumps out, you fuck him up. And she's like, give me the damn gloves. And she goes to the needles and, oh, fucking needles. They're in there just moving them around like Saw 2. Ugh. Ugh. Thankfully, it's very short and we move on. So now we're in the 80s and it's adult Charles Lee Ray. And up until this point, I've been at best mixed on exploring Charles Lee Ray in the first place. But this is actually useful shit we get in these scenes this time around. And who's playing adult Charles Lee Ray in the 80s, which, by the way, they captured really well. Um, oh, excuse me. It's not in your face like a lot of stuff that goes to the 80s. And it's not so far gone you forget it's there. Like some other stuff. It's like they're in the 80s. You know they're in the 80s. But that's not really the topic. The topic is Chucky and this girl he's talking to. And the person that plays Chucky, I thought it was some dude they got who kind of looks like Brad Dourif. Imagine my surprise when I'm watching the behind the scenes and they said that was Fiona Dourif, Brad Dourif's daughter. And she's already spot on with the laugh, which is basically her own laugh, and the voice, kind of like what you hear a bit in the episode. Okay, so our first big return is Fiona Apple. Fiona Apple, which can you imagine? Fiona Apple and Chucky, that would be something. No, it's Fiona Dourif, and she's young Charles Lee Ray in the 80s. Wow, and she's just so spot on. She looks just like him. Well, duh, but still. And she has it down. And she meets this girl who was talking to this dude, but she wasn't feeling him. And you see something's different about this girl. And Chucky meets her. Charles, I should say. Charles meets her, and spits his game. This shit works. And you're like, okay. And we revisit them later on in the episode, and again, something's off about this girl. We're like, hmm. and then they meet another girl and bring her in. And if you know the show, you know exactly where it's going. Like the second she starts talking, and she does a good job, you know what's about to happen. And so this girl, the first girl he met, this blonde girl, you know, Chucky just sitting there while they're doing their thing with two girls, and then he gets up and he's like, okay, now kill her. He's like, what? And then the redhead girl, the other girl, does. And once he kills her, it's the weirdest thing. She goes to orgasm, and then her voice changes, which again, she was doing an okay job to Jennifer Tilly. And by the way, Brad Dourif audio dubbed Fiona Dourif, which was fine. But bringing in Jennifer Tilly for this was weird. Again, the other girl wasn't doing a bad job. Granted, I've heard people try to imitate Jennifer Tilly. There's only one Jennifer Tilly. But this girl, she was fine. She was doing just fine. And then they did this. It was weird, but it was great hearing these two voices talking to each other again, I guess. And her going to orgasm was she killed this girl. Remind me of a lot of stuff I read about John Wayne Gacy, about his first murder, which was by accident. Like this kid was bringing him some food. This kid that was staying with him, big pattern there. Like, and as a thank you, this kid made food for him, and he wanted to make it breakfast in bed, so he wanted to surprise him. And John Wayne Gacy woke up and just choked him to death, and with no orgasm, and that's how all that started. Fucked up dude, fascinating read. But yeah, reminded me of that. Uh, yeah. And then we're back in the present day, and the parents aren't likable anymore. None of them. Like not what like the previous episode, they were a highlight. The last few episodes, really. Devin saw like, oh shit, look who showed up. It was awesome. The fight, all that. This one, Devin Shaw was acting like that other character he plays for a brief second, oblivious to his son who just got out of hospital. The lungs are still pretty fucked up. Like, but next week, he'll go right back at you, like, no. You know? And it's like, like, and throughout the episode, Jake and Lexi and Devin, the character, not Devin Shaw, and Devin, they're trying to, like, kill Chucky. And so Lexi's texting Jake a lot, but not her dude. And her dude's not liking it, as you know, like, you can see how that looks. And he's like, "What the hell? I couldn't get nothing. I couldn't get a text from her or nothing." And she's all up to text you, like, "What the hell?" And then right, they're eating dinner, and he tried to grab the phone, and Devin Sawa grabs it. Well, he's like, "Stop it!" Or enough. And for a second, he looks like the other Devin Sawa character you played. Even his wife looked down, like, and he goes, "I'm not him." And you're like, "Oh." And speaking of his wife, I'm gonna call her Andromeda. I know some call her Rowan because she was in Jason X. It's Alexa Doig, but I'm gonna call her Andromeda because she is Andromeda from Andromeda, where she played Andromeda, the ship, Andromeda, the android, Andromeda, the AI. So she is Andromeda to me. So when Andromeda, the wife, let's talk about her, the mother. Her big secret. Every fan was convinced she was fucking someone from the past. She still could be, but her big secret, stage 4 cancer. Well, that's a whole other thing like to deal with. Like, whoa, okay, that's what it is. But who you calling at 3 a.m. which is like, huh? Okay. Just like, all right, I don't know what to do now. Next scene, you know, it's trying to figure out how to tell her family. And the way they set it up is like she's fucking someone. It's like, well, he's, and the therapist is like, well, tell your son. Like, ah, it's too young. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. And now the other two parents, Lexi's parents, um, the father, like, I get where it's coming from. You know, feels like Lexi's mother's being too hard on her. No, like she's getting along, waiting, you know, straightening out. You know, like she gets grounded and all this. She can't go like, yeah, this is a long time coming. She fucking sucks. You know, it's about time parents do something about it, and the mother is. But the father's like, "Well, you being too harsh." Like, no, dude, you saw the video. Fuck that. Like, no. I get it though, but no. And the mother, you find out, like, I forgot she was the mayor. Cause I was gonna make a note of that, but I forgot. You find out she's the mayor, and that's part of Lexi's problem. She's too busy doing that to focus on her kids, and or at least on Lexi, you know. And so she's doing that, and the husband straight point blank says, "Make a choice," or no, he says, "Pick a lane." Yeah, which reminded me eerily of a different movie series turned TV series that premiered literally the same week as Chucky, Day of the Dead. There's a character who's a mother and a mayor, and she's supposed to be juggling the two, but really she's more mayor than mother. And literally, the previous episode that aired right before this one, her dude was like, "Pick a choice. Are kids out there? Is this going on? Or are you the mayor?" Same thing. Same thing. I'm like, okay. So, yeah. And, oh, yeah. Lexi's sister gets a new good guy doll. You know where that's going. Chucky finds her, transfer to the soul transfer, and this actually helped me understand Culture Chucky a whole lot more because how does one soul inhabit multiple dolls as well as Nika, right? Speaking of which, our second and third returns are Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany, finally. And a lot of people are like, well, she was kind of off. It's like, well, it's been a minute since we've seen Tiffany, in this big a dose. You know, she had like one scene in Curse Chucky and a few scenes in Color Chucky, but not too many. She didn't have much dialogue. There's about the most dialogue we've heard for her in a good 15, 16 years, okay? It's been a minute. Let her take the ring rust off, okay? It's been a minute. I thought she was fine in more ways than one, as well as Fiona Dorff, which I didn't like. It wasn't me that said this when they saw her in the bra, and I was like, damn, like it was completely involuntary. If Fiona Dorff kind of has an ass, well, yeah, and yeah, we meet them and right in the middle of lesbian sex with front of his dude who's all tied up, and it's on sci-fi, so yeah, they can say whatever they want, but they can't really show too much of the lesbian sex. You know, those rules are still around for most channels that aren't like HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, stuff like that. So yeah, we find them middle of lesbian sex, and they're talking about eating. You know, they're talking about eating. Do I gotta finish that sentence? Yeah. So, and then so Chucky, human Chucky, Fiona Dorff, uh, you hear the accent, and you know, she kind of has the voice down, and when she does the accent, it's like, you know, like it hits you different than when it hits you different than when Brad Dorff does it. That's what I'll say. And you see something happen, like when Tiffany leaves the room because she's hungry. Again, you know what she's hungry for. The way they play it, but makes no sense because the payoff is like, well, obviously that's what you were talking about. Whatever. But yeah, and so she's in there alone with this dude, and Nika briefly comes back and this is because Chucky transferred his soul to another doll. So this saps that. That makes sense, okay? That makes sense. This makes all this cult of Chucky stuff makes sense, okay? Like I saw it high, so I'm one of the few that don't hate it. That's how you're supposed to watch Cult of Chucky. So yeah, like we briefly see Nika come back, and you hear the difference in Fiona Dorff's voice, the accent. Like she's not doing the Chucky voice and accent when she's Nika. And then like one thing's interesting is her legs give out because Nika's a paraplegic, right? Like, but how does Chucky be getting her fix that? Okay. And so this brings up an interesting question, right? Because we know Chucky would have fun inside a woman's body. That's obviously. But Nika's still in there, which means, you know, and when she comes back, she's clearly not down what's going on. Like she's horrified to see a body over here that they just killed, and dude was telling him he was horrified. I'm like, Wonder Woman 1984. That's all I'm saying. I know it's kind of different, but kind of not. That's all I'm saying. Like Chucky, serial killer, Wonder Woman, the other symbol of hope. I understand that. I get it. I get it. I'm just, Nika's still in there, so that kind of changes things. At least how I see it. Anyway, so yeah, Tiffany comes back, and naturally they go away so they can eat again. You know what? Or not before Chucky comes back uh, in Nika's body and kills dude who was watching him. And it was a funny exchange, a funny one, mostly because this dude was like, "What the fuck? Like, are you serious? You just murdered that dude?" So like, what? Well, yeah, it was good seeing him again, and I didn't hate any of this, but I get the complaints that people wanting more. I understand that. It's also been a minute for a few hundred. Well, no, not a long minute. Not like Jennifer Tilly. Let's keep watching. Let's keep watching and see what happens when we touch it. Yeah. Anything else I'll talk? Oh, the other scene. Yeah, with Chucky. We hear from Chucky. Uh, is at the end. And I don't remember what he said. Well, I watched the episode twice. I don't remember. I was like, okay. So yeah, that's the episode. It was alright. Great seeing Arya's returns. Fiona Dora playing three characters this time around, doing all of them flawlessly. Good seeing Jennifer Tilly again. Uh, and they're really the highlights. Really the highlights. Them and the 80s, mostly. Like, that's it. Oh, to kill, right. To kill. That dude was to kill. She cut the neck. Yeah. And then that girl in the flashback. I believe that's it. So, yeah. I know about to have some more returns tonight based on that trailer. So, thank you for watching. I forgot to mention that in this episode, Jake and Devin finally kiss. So they're a thing now, I suppose. But even bigger than that is they hold hands in public, and Devin's mother sees this. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes. Yeah, thank you for watching.